Good morning, everybody. My name is Ron Jackson, and we're going to start off with roll call. So starting off with District 1, District 2, present. That's myself. District 3, District 4,
Present.
District 5, present. District 6, District 7, District 8,
Present.
District 9, the mayor. Okay, so we do not have a quorum this morning. At this time, we're going to stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Excuse me, so since we have a quorum, we're not going to do the discussion as to approve the minutes for April 17th. So we'll move down to B6, the next item, which is citizen comment period. Each individual is limited to 3 minutes to speak. Who's first on the docket?
Yeah, so the first for our public comment will be Mr. Dave Garcia from the DAV.
Dave Garcia, welcome, sir.
Hey, good morning, everyone, and I want to thank God for this opportunity to come and speak here.
So we don't have quorum?
An issue that has been brought up to my attention and based on the disabled tax exemption in reference to
Can you vote?
You heard me anyway, right?
And Mr. Chair, just for the record.
Was it the
at
hat policy? You know,
10:06, there is a quorum with Mr. Ramirez present, so if you wish to, finish citizen comment, we could do that, or if you just want to do a quick approval of the minutes and then go back to it, it's up to you.
We can approve the minutes right quick. Just,
I apologize for my tardiness. I had to get gas.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for making it. Now we've got a quorum.
Right now, we want to make a motion to approve the minutes for April 17th. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
All right, minutes approved. Dave Garcia, go ahead and continue, sir.
I think
Yeah,
we'll
Mr.
have to
Chairman,
approve action.
Excuse me, action.
Aye.
Do I have any nays? Everybody that approves, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? And no nays. All right. Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to reclaim my time. It's the way you do it, right? But going back to what I was saying, I was brought up to the attention from the county advisory for David Stout, plus my commander, in reference to Senator Schwarzenegger not approving the comptroller's $50 million to reimburse the 9 counties, and El Paso falls into that category, being the 6th largest in the state of Texas where veterans live and reside. So as DAV Benefits Protection Team Leader, I wrote a letter on behalf of 55,000 plus members and non-members of the Disabled American Veterans to fully support the comptroller's budget requests. If not, we are going to suffer some consequences. So the county has written a letter, so has the GOP party here for El Paso wrote them a letter of support, I think the VVA and DAV. I come today to see and recommend that the city write a letter of support to this senator due to the fact which will affect our veteran community here, not only here, but throughout the state. So my request is, mine's this short point to the point, is we need your support. If the county can do it, so can the city. If we are representing the 58,000 plus veterans here in El Paso, in this group and in the VAP, I think this is the first step that we show strength through unity. And that's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia, and I shared that with each of the members in here. You'll see it in the packet of information. I shared the documents that you shared with me as well, so I really appreciate it.
And if there's any question about your attorney, I requested that he get a hold of the county attorney in the county, because they wrote the letter that best supports this letter. So it's already been approved by the commissioners. So now it's the state. And please submit this letter to Senator Blanco and to that Senator Schwartzner. Because right now, the senator's office has not received anything from the city. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning. Am I allowed to ask a question?
During citizens' comment, no, because it's just limited to their comment. However, if this is a topic that you wish to hear more about, you can either ask that it be placed on the next agenda, or I understand there might be some time issues because the next one wouldn't be until June. You do have the option to call a special meeting in order to do that, or of course you can ask to meet with them individually and then speak to your individual rep individually. If there's not time enough that you feel that this commission as a whole can vote on it, you're always welcome to speak individually to the council members.
Okay, I can ask the question afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dave Garcia. So we're going to go to the next item. Excuse me. Do we have any more community comments?
Yes.
Yes.
For Ms. Ariana?
Good morning, everyone. I'm on my tippy toes because I can't reach. Thank you for having me today. My name is Mariana Reyes, and I am here with Simplicity Home Care for Veterans. I wanted to share with you all a very fun opportunity to give back to our veterans. I'm hosting a fundraiser next week on Tuesday, May 20th at Union Draft House on George Dieter and Mottwood. 15% of the proceeds will be donated to the Borderplex Veterans Coalition, and the fundraiser will be all day during Union's open hours from 11 a.m. to midnight. The main event, which is the time that I also will be there at, is at 6 p.m. If you or someone you know would like to attend, it's open to the public, open to anyone to attend. Again, 15% of the proceeds will go to the Veterans Borderplex Coalition. If you or someone you know may benefit from our services, please feel free to reach out at 915-250-0071. Thank you again for your time, and I hope to see everyone there, and happy Military Appreciation Month.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you.
Luke, do we have any more comments?
No, sir, that's it for public comment.
Okay, thank you. We're moving to the next item, the El Paso VA Healthcare Clinic update. Do we have Mr. Mark on the line?
Good morning. All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Mr. Enriquez, and I'm here on behalf of Ms. Dr. Cherie Taylor. She's the new interim executive director of the El Paso VA. How's everyone doing this morning? Good. We're doing good? All right.
Cool.
So just a few notes. So I know there's been a lot of questions about the new administration, executive orders, the effect of the El Paso VA, and how we care for our veterans. As with any change in administration, we remain committed to our mission, and there's no change to what we do for veterans and quality of care. So far, the changes that we have to the VA are internal, in the process of making the changes necessary to comply with the executive orders. If anyone does change if we have any changes, you can reach out to us directly or go out to our social media pages. Our VSOs and community partners will share any guidance we have from the VA to them. We look forward to having more information to share in June on our teletown hall. So please join our teletown halls. All veterans should be getting their phone call. If you're not getting a phone call and you're a veteran, please let us know. Additionally, our VA Health Connect, we want to remind all veterans and that they can call to get their health concerns addressed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. by one of our team nurses in appropriate lines. Once you call the nurse hotline or the nurse line, they can conduct a virtual clinic when there's availability. Veterans can call 1-800-672-3782. Again, 1-800-672-3782. They can press 3 to access the 24/7 nurse hotline. Additionally, veterans can select different options for different services. Additionally, our whole health is being transformative in its patient-centered approach to care that supports overall health and well-being as a collective holistic effort rooted to treating the entire person rather than treating a particular system or a disease. Whole health relies on teamwork to help veterans in the VA and our VA employees to live their lives as best possible. Veterans can learn more about whole health by calling 915-564-6100 extension 6836 or 6897, or by asking anyone in the information desk when you come to the VA or any of our primary care provider when you go toward your appointments. I got a few other announcements. Have an announcement from eligibility. So as you know, all of us veterans, we have a VA ID card, right? Have you guys ever checked your expiration there on your VA ID card? So a lot of what we're noticing, a lot of our veterans have their ID cards expiring because it's only good for 10 years. So right now we have a drive that we are trying to catch up on the veterans that have expired ID cards. So this is from the eligibility and registration chief. So the Veterans Identification Card expires every 10 years. Currently, nationally, the VA is sending reminders to all veterans to update their VA ID cards. Locally, we have renewed about 8,600 VA ID cards, but as you know, we have over 30,000 veterans signed up with our VA. So we're looking to hitting our record of 10,000. So we're asking that all veterans make their appointments to the eligibility and registration desk on the 3rd floor as you come into the VA. Please check your expiration dates, and as you know, this affects your benefits. So if, let's say your percentages get increased, right? Right below your picture, you have your disability rating. If your disability rating is upgraded and you don't go to the eligibility desk, you don't have it recorded on the system. So it's very important that if you have changes in your ratings or your ID card expire, to go to the VA and get an updated record. That may affect your dental appointments or anything else because they don't know that you just got upgraded. It might take some months to get updated in the system. So that's about any questions about those two things there. Additionally, I brought a healthcare benefits overview guide that is brand new, hot off the press. Talks about our 24 access to care, also our crisis hotline that we have new numbers for those, and then some of the changes that have, from clinics that we have moved and things like that. So if anybody has any questions about, co-payments, medication, transportation, I was just referring to our president here from the county about that we have ways to get veterans to appointments, right? So we have 3 ways. We have your transportation services, you have your Disabled Veterans Transportation Network, and then you have Uber Health Connect. So there's 3 ways to get to your appointment. So it's very important that veterans know that don't miss the appointment, just get a hold of one of us at the VA, and so we could get you to where you need to go. Also our VA dental insurance program and our Veterans Crisis Hotline, which is very, very important. Suicide is one of the things that our veterans are suffering the most from. So we got to make sure that we get them all, access to care as much as we can, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And then some formal announcements from the VA. So you guys know that every year we do our 2025 Summer Youth Volunteer Program. So this year we are hosting as many youth volunteers as we can. So the program is an 8-week program and allows students the opportunity to serve veterans in the hospital environment. The summer program is limited to students ages of 15 through 18. Eligible students must have a parent and a guardian consent to participate in the program, and then they'll be processed through the Volunteer Service Office, or CDCE, the Center for Development and Civic Engagement. you know, after acceptance into the program, they would put in to participate and work alongside our staff, many of our clinics, departments, and so many others. If anybody has any questions about this, we're taking applications until the 29th of May. So if anybody wants to participate, the program starts, I believe, the 9th of June. That's the first date of the program. And we have an orientation prior to with the parents, so the parents can understand what their child is going to be going through and what some of the things that they're going to be asked to do. So if you guys got any questions, you can reach out to the El Paso City CE at VA, or you can call 915-564-7885. 915-564-7885. You might get routed through that 6100 line, but the actual extension is 7885. Additionally, we have the Women's Veteran Boutique that we are hosting on 12th of June. This is for all the veteran women in the county of El Paso. It will be on the first floor of the VA at the training rooms. If anybody has any or would like to donate any items, you can bring them to the third floor of the VA if you want to donate to the boutique. And we are taking donations until the 12th of June. And last but not least, we have the VA 2K Walk and Roll. The VA 2K Walk and Roll is a program that we run yearly to support our homeless veterans. This year, our VA 2K will be at the William Beaumont Army Medical Center track there adjacent to the El Paso VA. And it's going to be Wednesday, May 21st from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Join us and move your body in support of the homeless veterans. Please come and support us. So 11 a.m. at the William Beaumont Army Medical Center track adjacent to the VA. Yeah, that's all I have for today. Pending any questions from the board members.
I have one concern that a lot of veterans have been asking about community care. It's the difference between the qualifications for community care for dental versus medical. I know if it's out of the date range of 30 days that you can go to community care, but dental is not so much. Could you speak on the reason why? Because it's unclear when they go to the VA and they actually getting denied for that service.
So all the community care goes through the primary care provider. So the veteran goes to the primary care provider, and that primary care doctor, they assign you like for example, I went to my appointment yesterday. They assign me to an appointment, and you guys will receive a letter, probably a phone call, and they'll call you 3 or 4 times before that appointment happens. So your primary care team is the one that assigns you that primary care appointment and doctor, and then the CCS, which is on the 3rd floor on the right-hand side when you come into the VA, they're the ones that manage it. So if you have any issues with your appointment, once your primary care doctor assigns it to you, you go to that office. But prior to that, you can't just walk into CCS to go get a community care appointment. It has to come from your doctor. Your doctor has to put that in the system. Now, for dental, you have to be 100% disabled in order to receive that benefit. You have to go to the 4th floor to receive that benefit from dental. All have some type of service connected. If it's service connected, then they'll see you. But if it's not service connected, then they won't. Yeah, and that's why it's important to update your ID card, because that's going to be on your ID card. When you service connected permanent total, it's going to be reflected right under your picture.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you have flyers for the summer youth program, donations for the Women Veterans Boutique as well?
Yes, ma'am. I have them all here. I'm going to give them to Mr. Luther so you can scan them in. Or I can also send it to Mr. Luther via email to him so you guys can have it.
Thank you. And then I have one more question.
Yes, ma'am.
I heard a rumor that there's going to be a women's clinic at the Armed Forces Center, Reserve Center, next month.
Have not heard, but I can ask and I can get back with you.
Okay,
Yes,
perfect.
ma'am.
Thank you.
You have a question?
Tebow Wakefield. I just want to comment on the Women's Boutique. I was a recipient of a lot of things last year, and when I say nicely, gently used, they had price tags still on them. They were nice. It's just like you walk into Target or Macy's, and they're organized according to sizes, and they have bags, and they're really wanting you to get whatever you come in there. And it's a lot of everything, from jewelry, pocketbooks, shoes, boots, regular clothes. It's amazing.
Do I have any more questions at this time? No? Okay. We're going to move right along to the El Paso County updates.
And that'll be the county, Mr. Barnes.
Good morning. For the record, my name is Mike Barnes. I'm a member of the Veterans Advisory Board for El Paso County. I have with me today Mr. Reggie Maynor, and of course, the one, and I'm required to say this, the one and only Veteran of the Year, Ms. Deborah Wakefield. All right. Some of the things we're working on, guys, is we're working on our Veteran of the Year nomination. That's coming around the corner pretty quick. We have a lot of great veterans out there. I'm sitting in a room of amazing veterans right now. So if there's folks out there that you would like, or would like you to be nominated as Veteran of the Year, we are not looking to replace Deborah. We are looking for a new Veteran of the Year because she cannot be replaced, okay? No, but we have great veterans in our communities out there. So if you know someone, we are working on the rubrics right now in the form. We'll get that out as soon as it's completed and voted on. And we'll be having some, I don't want to say classes, but some instruction on how to fill it out, because we have some great veterans that were identified. The best one I read was by a veteran's wife. It said, "My husband is my hero." And hands down, we have heroes. We walk amongst heroes every day. So if there's those out there, we want to make sure what they did, what they do for their community, and in the past is captured. So we don't want anyone overlooked. So as we continue forward, we want to continue to make this fair and equitable throughout our communities. Also, we're completing our resource guide that will go online for our community, and once that's done, we'll send a link out to everybody. And as we continue our veteran support journey, we will we're going to do an azimuth check and see where we're at and how we can improve our footprint, our foxhole, because that's life. And as a former military service member, you know, we're always improving our fighting position. So as we move forward, we want to make sure what we're doing impacts our community, reflects who we are, supports our commissioners out there, and more importantly, the veterans and their families who we serve. So, subject to your questions?
Yeah, so I wanted to see if you could possibly speak on you guys' event that you just recently had.
Yeah, I like we are the one and only Veteran of the Year was there. If I could lean towards her on that.
We met at the Escarati Park, and I probably said it wrong, probably murdered the name, but anyway. This particular event at Escarati Park was amazing. We had a fun day for all. When I say all, most of the time when we go to events, we see the same people. We hear the same, what am I doing?
What kind of event was it again?
It was a
Escarate Park.
Escarate Park. It was an event that the VAB put on for the county, to get veterans and their families to come out and have a fun day, not politics. And we had members there from the VAB that did disability claims. We had family members that got questions answered about widows and things that they hadn't been able to do. We targeted a population that we didn't normally get, which is like the 20 to 45-year-olds with their kids. We had a bouncy house. We had a mechanical bull. The kids loved it. We had all kind of vendors, and we had all the tables set up with all the information for anything that you needed veteran related. The other part about it too is we need to target the 20 to 45, 50-year-olds. We keep getting our seniors 50 and up. We need to find events that can target that. And the best part about that event, with everything that you saw and dealt with, we had so many volunteers, everything was donated. There was not a penny spent from the county. And that's what we need to do to support our veterans and our veterans events. Thank you. Kudos to Tony Hunt. Extremely kudos, because she worked and walked, met with everybody. Kudos to Luther Jones. He made sure that he met every table, shook every hand, short of kissing babies. He was good. Thank you.
Yeah, Luther, I just want to put out, hey, Tony and her team did an amazing job. Everything she touches is a home run. Thanks to her and her team. Thanks to our partners here at the city also, and working together and under the Veterans Capital USA. Again, that's our guide on. We're the formation, and the veterans are our soldiers that we support.
Thank you. It was a great event. I appreciate it.
Now, we'll have to say the chair here shook hands and kissed babies, so he was there doing it all. Thank you.
I have a couple questions. Oh, go ahead.
Just a comment on the Veterans at the Park event. I have to give credit where credit is due. DAV and EHEN, MVPN, and the county, they did an amazing job. If you didn't see the behind the scenes, it was a lot of work. So Shalia Anthony, Natalie Whitaker, Antoinette Hunt, and myself, we did all the behind the scenes work to get this event going. This is the first of many, and we're already planning the next one, so get ready.
Gracias. Okay, regarding the Veteran of the Year, are nominations open now?
Not at this time, man. We're still working the rubrics. We want to make sure it captures all those out there. And as soon as that's done, we'll put the notification out to you guys immediately, and we'll get those applications online to be downloaded.
Okay, and then my other question, which I know you just said you're working on the rubrics, because what if, my question is, what if there's a veteran that someone wants to nominate, but they're not actually part of an organization? Like, how would they be eligible?
A veteran's a veteran. So if there's a veteran out there, we'll say in the far part of county, I'll use that for example, is not part of any organization, but guess what? He goes out there, because I know we look at how they impact lives, you know, and how do we measure that impact? We have one veteran that may touch 2,500 people at one time at an event or somewhere. We have one that helps a veteran every single day. Make sure you get up, make sure they, you know, there's things that they need. So we want to ensure that no one is overlooked.
Okay, sounds
I
good.
get what you're saying, yeah, they don't have to be part of a crew to be nominated, but at the end of the day, everyone will be considered.
Okay, so it sounds like there may be a change from last year's requirements.
There could be.
Okay, because last year you had to be part of an organization, as in that that organization had to vote to nominate that particular veteran.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's on that, I get what you're saying.
Yes.
That's on that organizational rules, if they want to vote that person under their guide on,
Right.
for better terms, that's on that. But we'll take all applications.
Okay, I understood, yes, but the application did require the veteran to be nominated by their organization.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's why I was asking, but hopefully that may change, so I appreciate it. Thank you. And that was it. Thank you.
Do we have any more questions for the county? Okay. All right, moving right along. We got community updates from the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs. Ashley, are you ready to come and speak?
Yes. Make sure.
First of all, I want to say good morning and thank you all for having me. Good morning. My name is Ashley Lamel, and I'm the Intimate Partner Violence Assistance Program Coordinator here at the El Paso VA. And thank you all for letting me take this time to speak about the Intimate Partner Violence Assistance Program that we do have here at the VA. So first of all, I want to talk a little bit about the VHA directive. So this directive was first published in 2019, and what it essentially does is it sets forth the policies and procedures and the responsibilities for the implementation of an Intimate Partner Violence Assistance Program, not just for the El Paso VA, but actually for the VAs across the country. And so the policy states that all veteran facilities across the VA will have an intimate partner violence assistance program. And so this policy was recently updated in June 2024, and so it is still active, and it's this policy that we here at the El Paso VA are adhering to when we talk about intimate partner violence. Okay, there we go. So the purpose of the intimate partner violence is twofold. I want to briefly discuss what the vision is and the mission of the program. The vision is for all veterans, their families, caregivers, anyone who receives care from the VA, and not just veterans themselves, but also any VHA employees, that they will not experience or use any violence or abuse, and they will be free from the negative consequences resulting from such violence. The mission is also to implement a comprehensive, person-centered, recovery-oriented assistance program, not just for veterans, but for their caregivers, for their family members, and for any and all VHA employees. And so the principles that guide our intimate partner violence program is not just here at the El Paso VA, it's actually around the country, but it's based on these 4 pillars, not just for veterans who experience intimate partner violence, but also veterans who use intimate partner violence. The first principle is veteran-centric. So we recognize that veterans have different experiences that can be traumatic in nature, especially if they have deployed. We know veterans that suffer from mental health issues, substance use issues as well. And so with it being veteran-centric, we recognize that the services that we have to provide within the intimate partner violence program is going to respect the experiences that our veterans hold. But it's also person first. Throughout this presentation, you'll hear me use the word veterans who use intimate partner violence or veterans who experience intimate partner violence. What you won't hear me say is abusers, batterers, because that's not person first language. And that's not the language that we use at the El Paso VA. We recognize that stigmatizing language can have a negative impact, not just on the veterans, but for those, but also for their family members. And so the language that we use is person first. Also trauma informed. So we recognize that veterans, whether they deployed or not, they come with trauma. And that trauma can impact their relationships. Not just their relationships, but their ability to either start healthy relationships or to maintain healthy relationships. And so because of that, the programs and the interventions that we offer at the El Paso VA are also trauma informed. And then finally, recovery oriented. So we recognize that our veterans, that it's not just about the veterans that we serve, but also the caregivers. And so our programs that we do have as it relates to intimate partner violence are recovery oriented, and we think about the veteran as a whole. Okay? So a lot of times, some people use intimate partner violence interchangeably with domestic violence, but they're actually 2 different things. So domestic violence is actually an overarching about abuse that occurs in the domestic setting, in the home setting, and can actually include not just intimate partner violence, but it can also include elder abuse and child abuse. Intimate partner violence, you can think of it as a subconstruct of domestic violence. And it includes any violent behavior, not just from a current partner, but also from a former partner. And they do not have to live in the same household. There doesn't have to be any sexual intimacy. There doesn't have to be any cohabitation. And it can occur it can be not only just a one-time thing, but it can also occur on a continuum where it's not just one episode, but it's a list of different episodes that vary in their chronicity. And so when we think about intimate partner violence, it doesn't just involve physical violence, but it can also involve stalking. It can involve emotional abuse, and it can also involve any coercive acts and financial abuse. So these are the different types of intimate partner violence. And so the reason why stalking is in the middle is because stalking can actually impact all types of intimate partner violence. And so we know stalking is seen as when an individual has fear about being followed, but not just fear for themselves, but also fear for other individuals. And so some of the intimate partner violence that we sometimes can see is sexual, and this is not just any unwanted sexual contact. It can also be sexual touching. It can also be considered sexting. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. And then for emotional abuse, you can look at things such as humiliation, isolation, controlling, denying access, not being able to spend time with friends and family. And then, of course, we have physical abuse, which a lot of times can result in death. And believe it or not, the CDC recognizes that stalking, which can occur over all these different types of intimate partner violence, is the one that can actually lead to post-traumatic stress disorder, which we know we already see in our veterans. So they're at an even greater risk when they're experiencing intimate partner violence and experiencing stalking. So let's talk about why intimate partner violence is so important to our veteran community. We know that in the United States, in the general population, 1 in 3 women will experience intimate partner violence, and 1 in 4 men will experience intimate partner violence. But within veterans, though, it is twofold. So we see twice as many veterans experiencing intimate partner violence, not just amongst women, but also amongst men. And we know that sometimes for men, it may be difficult to report intimate partner violence, so I do believe that these numbers can be a little bit higher. But some of the things that impact our veteran population is post-traumatic stress, it's mental health concerns, it's substance use, it's being separated from the family, from the children, increased anger. And so because of this, our veteran population is at higher risk of not just experiencing intimate partner violence, but also using intimate partner violence. And more often than not, we see it as bidirectional, meaning they're using intimate partner violence, but also experiencing intimate partner violence. And as a result of this intimate partner violence, it can lead to things such as divorce, broken families, justice involved, a lot of our justice involved veterans, homelessness, joblessness, poverty. And not only that, suicide and homicide. And we know how important it is to address intimate partner violence because we are wanting to decrease our suicide attempts, so not just amongst our veterans, but also the community as a whole. And so here are just some of the physical issues that can result as due to intimate partner violence: TBI, traumatic brain injuries, poor appetite, arthritis, asthma. The list goes on and on. But as you can see, due to intimate partner violence, there's a lot of negative consequences of it. Here are some social issues that can be impacted due to intimate partner violence: isolation, work disruption, and that's why, like I said earlier, I'm not just here to address intimate partner violence amongst our veterans, but also amongst their caregivers and the VHA employees. And then here, mental and emotional issues: PTSD, misuse of prescription drugs, substance use, suicide, homicide. And so these are some of the services that I offer at the El Paso VA as it relates to intimate partner violence. One of my jobs, of course, is to raise awareness and build community partnerships, and that's one of the reasons why I'm here today. Also, I'm here to serve veterans who experience intimate partner violence. We do routine screening, we do assessments, we do interventions, and we also do a lot of therapy modalities, and then also serving VA staff. And then we also have a comprehensive network of services. Two of the most important resources that I wanted to address here today before I go is recovering from intimate partner violence through strength and empowerment. This is a therapy modality. It is evidence-based, and it's for veterans who experience intimate partner violence. It's individual therapy, and I did leave handouts and flyers for everyone here. And then the final one is our Strength at Home program. This is specifically for veterans who use intimate partner violence. And we have a cohort that's going to be starting June 3rd at the El Paso VA at the South Central Clinic. I've also left flyers with you guys. But the purpose of Strength at Home is really to address issues that some of our veterans who use intimate partner violence might experience. And a lot of times one of the main issues is trauma. And so that's one of the main things that we focus on with the Strength at Home program. This last flyer, also before I go, I did want to put out there the National Domestic Violence Hotline number. It's 1-800-799-SAVE. There's also the My Plan app that is also helpful for any veterans who are using or experiencing intimate partner violence. And then, of course, we have our Veterans Crisis Line. We know for our veterans, they can, not just for our veterans, but for everyone, you can dial 988, and if you are a veteran, you are to press 1, and this is 24/7. And then finally, I've listed my contact information. Like I said, I'm the Intimate Partner Violence Assistance Program Coordinator. My name is Ashley, and I am available for any questions, any resources, any information, any referrals that you guys may have. Please feel free to either reach out to me. I did put my work cell number on there, and I also have my VA email. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. That was a great presentation. Just really quick, I just want to
Yes,
thank
sir.
her, but also want to give kudos to Donna Juarez. She was the one that connected us and set this up. It was a great
Yes.
presentation, great information. And then also, just really quick, I know you probably guys have the same question here. What does the department do? Like, say an individual comes in and they're either using or receiving, what would be?
Yes, so one of the things that we do here at the El Paso VA is we do routine screening for all our veterans. So we have a relationship health and safety screening that we do with all our veterans, regardless of their age, regardless of their gender. And so with that routine screening, what it does is it really identifies veterans who either experience intimate partner violence or use intimate partner violence, or maybe are even at risk. And so with that routine screening results in essentially a consult that will be placed to me. That consult is to be used for any veterans that are maybe not in any immediate danger, but for veterans that are, they can then do a warm handoff to myself. And so one of the things that I address when I speak to individuals, whether it's for veterans who use intimate partner violence or those who experience it, we talk about the importance of healthy relationships, unhealthy relationships, red flags. And from there, I'm able to, if they would like to do any group or individual therapy, we do that. I also have a lot of resources and agencies that I work with out in the community that I can refer them to, especially if they're not a veteran or if they're an employee that doesn't want to seek services from the VA, which is their choice. We also do safety planning. So we know how important it is for individuals who are experiencing intimate partner violence, how safety planning is important. And so the two safety plans that we really focus on is not just for veterans who are leaving the situation, but also those who want to remain in the situation. Because one of the things that we focus on is wherever the veteran is in the process. And so we respect their decision, we respect their autonomy, and we respect whatever they choose. And so I work with veterans whether they're still in the relationship or outside the relationship. If that makes, I hope that answered your question.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Great answer.
Any other questions before I go?
I have three. Okay, first, regarding the physical, emotional, mental, and social consequences of IPV, those can potentially, for some people, last for their entire lifetime, right? Okay, so I wanted to make sure the public is aware of that, because I think we forget that. We don't realize how terrible of an issue this can be lifelong, and especially for children who see it.
Yes, and this is also, I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but this is a public epidemic.
Yes.
And so even though it is preventable. And so that's one of the things that drives our program, is making sure that we prevent intimate partner violence because of the impact of it.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you. And then my next question is, can a veteran who's not enrolled in the VA use the IPV services?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Perfect. And then last is, I have your contact information here, of course. Is Ms. Lorena Ramirez no longer with the program?
So Ms. Lorena Ramirez is my supervisor.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, great. Because I did refer a veteran to her, so I just wasn't sure in seeing this, but okay, great.
Yes.
Thank
So
you.
now you can refer directly to me.
Perfect. Thank you.
Any other questions before I go? Well, once again, I just want to thank you, Ms. Juarez. I know she's not here, and thank you, Mr. Luther. I appreciate this opportunity, and I look forward to working with each and every one of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, moving right along to the next item, monthly updates from the subcommittees. First up is employment.
Hi, good morning. Melissa Harcrow, Chair for the Employment Subcommittee. We did not meet this month, unfortunately, but I do have an update or two. So regarding a trades fair, I did talk with an employee from Texas Veterans Commission about, because it's not my area of expertise, how possible is it to host a trades fair? How do we get this going? Well, luckily, TVC here is already they already have a relationship with Western Tech, for example. So as a matter of fact, yesterday, they were part of a hiring fair for some trades categories such as aerospace and cybersecurity. So they've got that ball going, and they're planning hopefully to host a jobs fair later in maybe this year. We're going to look at that. So rather than us work and coordinate and collaborate with other organizations, we just figured it'd be easier and more effective as a subcommittee to keep up with that. TBC said they can let us know about the meetings they have with Western Tech, just to stay abreast of what's going on. So we just feel that's more efficient rather than us trying to do it ourselves. And then the other thing is it's a whole list of bills that I'm going to be keeping track of, or that we're going to keep track of, but both federally and Texas, for the Texas legislature regarding both employment for veterans, service members, and spouses, and childcare. There's a lot of bills that are pending from the last legislature, both federally and statewide, and there's some bills proposed this year, both federally and statewide. So it's a lot. I can share that list if you like, but that's all I have.
Thank you, Melissa. Anybody got any questions for Melissa? Okay, moving right along to homelessness. He's absent at this time, but do anybody on the committee have any notes for him? None. Okay, moving right along to mental health, and Donna's also out as well too. Yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and just jump down to the guidance for the annual update for cancer.
So yeah, I think I talked to a couple of you individually and sent an email so we can schedule a time when you guys have some free time, and we can discuss this later. But right now we're looking at wanting to present to City Council on August 18th. So that gives us a little more time, but not too much time. And then I'll discuss this later. I'll send a reminder later, but we won't be meeting next month because Juneteenth. So that gives us there's some time there, and I think you were talking about the special counsel, or the special meeting.
Yes, Mr. So if you do want to have a special meeting, you can call for that. With just all the normal posting notices have to be met. So as long as the time ahead is posted, you can call a special meeting just to specifically discuss that. And just so the Commission's kind of aware, Council has been kind of focusing what commissions and committees are doing. So just remember, the role is advisory. So this is kind of ideas you're advising City Council as to veteran issues. There's also a push from City Council to start moving kind of ideas to you, that they might come up for individual committees to look at and kind of give feedback on. So I think in the near future, you're going to see that happening more.
Thank you, sir. Okay, moving right along to discussions and actions to vote to excuse and unexcused absences from the last meeting. So we had two people that was vacant, which was Melissa. Excuse, ask for a motion to excuse.
I have a question. Did Mr. Brown reach out or provide a reason for absence? No? Okay. I suggest we take it each one.
One?
But that's my suggestion.
Okay.
I make a motion to excuse Melissa Hargrove. She gave ample notice that she wasn't going to be available.
Everybody in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Okay, she excused. Next one is Donald Brown. He was absent as well. Do we have any motion to excuse or unexcuse?
I make a motion to unexcuse.
Second.
Just because we don't know.
Okay. Do we have any ayes?
Aye.
Aye. Nay?
Aye.
Nays? All right, we unexcused Donald Brown. So what's the next step after
I'm
that?
going to vote nay because Mr. Brown is really good about coming to the meeting. I can see where maybe he didn't give us a reason. And maybe there's a reason for him not giving us a reason. So I would say, no.
So he's told me in the past, he didn't, I think he might have shared this with the others, but I know he had talked to me in the past about potentially changing the time for this, which is going to be difficult, but it's a work situation with him, so. But he told me that one time when he was here, but the other times we weren't notified, you know, if he could shoot us an email, let us know, hey, I won't be at the, you know, so.
Yeah, understood. I understand that, but also before you come onto the committee, you're informed of all that, of the time and everything, so that's another consideration.
We're moving right along to the next one. So what's the next step after that? Is it something like a letter or something like that you're trying to do?
Well, so that automatic letter will get generated after 3, yeah, so if he misses 3 meetings, he said number 2, so
Right.
we'll see. And then he's got a month, so we won't, next month, so we'll see. And I don't think the special session that doesn't count.
Do you reach out to the members if they don't send an excuse, just, you know, just to make sure they're okay?
Yes,
Absolutely.
yeah, so.
Okay, all right, so let's move right along to the next item, Division and Veteran Military Affairs updates.
All right, good morning. Luther Jones here, Veteran Program Coordinator for the City of El Paso. So first off, I want to let you guys know the Chief Military Officer, Mr. Albright, is not here. He's representing the City of El Paso at the Fort Bliss Town/Base Summit, and he's accompanied by the city mayor and some key leadership individuals, and then there's key leadership on Fort Bliss as well, the garrison commander and things like that. And then this just is strengthening collaboration between the city and the county and Fort Bliss. So they're all coming together for some long-term planning, shared initiatives, and resource alignment. So that's the first thing there. And then also I want to reintroduce, last time I introduced our bridge fellow, Mrs. Shannon Kirkwood, and I'm going to let her reintroduce herself, and she'll talk about one of our updates here.
Hi, Shannon Kirkwood, and I'm the new Skills Bridge intern for the City of El Paso. Luther has been an absolute pleasure to work with. I want you guys to mark your calendars, if possible, for May the 26th for the Memorial Day ceremony at the Concordia Cemetery. Join us in honoring over 400 veterans laid to rest at the original site of Fort Bliss. This solemn ceremony will recognize service members from past wars who have shaped the greatest nation on earth. So if you guys can come out and show your support, and if you can't, just show your support another way.
Yeah, and it's May 26th at 10 a.m. I know Fort Bliss has their thing going on at 9 a.m., so right after, if you guys can make it there. Just like she said, there's a ton of history there with Concordia, it's the original Fort Bliss site. I'm learning stuff all the time. I can't name, I'd lose track if I named all of the conflicts, battles, wars that we have veterans that are there. Just an excellent event, so if you guys have some time, come out and support. Next, we're going to support the we are supporting the September Homeless Veterans Stand Down. And how we're supporting on my end, I will, and this is for everyone in here as well, I just want to make everyone aware that we're collecting canned goods, and I have one of those boxes that I can collect those canned goods. So if you have an organization or you're just doing it as a personal, you want to donate some cans, reach out to me, call me, text me, carrier pigeon, email, whatever works. I'll go to you because I know this is difficult, but this is my role, so I'll get to you wherever you're at, and I'll make sure I can collect those cans. And we really want to make this a powerful, impactful thing. I've been at the meetings for the homeless stand down. It's going very well, but we want to make sure that, they have some food and things like that going forward. So that'll be in September, so we have some time. It's around the middle of September. A new city initiative that we just took part of is we're the first municipality, so the first city in the United States that is a part of the Face to Fight partnership. In the city of El Paso, we joined the National Coalition, and this is a coalition working to reduce veteran suicide. And this partnership, so what is it? It's a coalition, nonprofit and private sector partners, and now municipality, committing to preventing veteran suicide through collaboration, awareness, and actions. And what it does does is that there's a face-to-fight toolkit that goes online, and it's very similar to the other things that we do. Is it has guidance on things that we can do, best practices, existing veteran programs that are working, and then those gaps in resources like we're all talking about. And so it's just adding another layer of what we're doing here, so that if we're missing something somewhere else, then that can fill that gap. If they're doing something really great in Utah or San Antonio, because this is national, we don't have to really just think strictly Texas or the national defense communities that we kind of already work with. So it just adds another a layer that we can help with them. There's a coalition meeting happening June 4th. We'll take part in that. And then we connect monthly, we engage on social media. And then once we go to that initial meeting, we'll know more and we'll be able to share more about what's fully, but we're fully on board. They're glad for our support. So that's one thing. And then also wanted to let everyone know that next month we're going to take part in all the activities for Women's Veterans Month, as many as we can. June 12th, that week of activities, there's multiple things going on, but we just want to highlight and support our women veterans. The event just is to recognize them and respect their service. So that month of June, take some time out of your calendars, especially that week of June 12th. There's multiple things going on. I think I've got about maybe 80 to 90% of those already on the calendar, but I'm going to go back. I update the calendar weekly. I'm going to go back and make sure I haven't missed some things, and if I have, I know Narvel, Martha, Melissa, the whole crew of people that send things, I'll just go back and track those emails and get all that updated. And then the next big thing that you guys can participate in, because there's a lot of veterans in here and we just need community partners, period. We are going to take the lead on another homeless veteran count. So I know we have that where we go out, the point in time count. The VA has reached out to us and they're having issues with the numbers. So they're gathering numbers from one organization and then another organization, and those, one's at 100, one's at 60, one's at 80. So they can't get hard numbers. If we can't get correct data, then of course we can't get the resources that we need. So the city will assist the VA in the upcoming point in time count. That's going to probably happen August or September. We're planning on it now. We have a meeting today at 3 o'clock, meeting with the Coalition of the Homeless and some other partners that are involved. The VA will be there as well, and we're just going to start planning that. And then if you guys don't know what the point in time count is, what it is we're going to go out and we're going to try to find our homeless veterans. We're going to hit the streets, hit the shelters. So definitely we want individuals to take part, but just remember, this is a situation that can, for lack of a better term, can be kind of sketchy, and you need to be mobile, and you need to just have your wits about you. I've taken part in one of these. It was a very good turnout, and how it works is we reach out to the individual that we feels homeless, and then there's a survey litany of questions. So you're not going in there like, asking your own things. We'll have like a survey that you can, ask these questions, get as much information as you can. And then once again, this is to get the correct data so that we can get the right resources here to solve some of these problems. I know in the past, you might have heard us talk about Tunnel to Towers. We're in collaboration with Tunnel to Towers to bring a veterans village here. So we need to get that correct data so that also not only for the VA, but for partners like Tunnels to Towers, so that, we can move forward with this. I'll move past this, so I'll talk about this in announcements. But also wanted to give a big shout out. We do have a new representative for the VAC, Mr. James Green here from District 4. He's a distinguished member of the Disabled American Veterans and will begin serving as the newest representative for District 4. So please, if you guys could, just welcome him.
Welcome.
We were supposed to do an official ceremony, but yeah, he went and turned his paperwork in too early. He beat the representative and shoved his paperwork through the door. So big time shout out to James there. I know he'll be a great member. And that's all we have for the Veteran and Military Affairs update.
All right, thank you, sir.
I have a question, unless someone else does. No? Okay. So you said Paul's on Fort Bliss with the mayor established a strong bond, correct? And does the city sign on to the county's Veteran Capital of the USA?
As sign in, what do you mean sign on? Do we
Do you
support it?
endorse it? Do you
Oh, of course,
support it?
yeah. For 100%, we're lockstep with them. It's their initiative, so we want to just let individuals know that we're in support of it. It's not nothing we did, so if you see us wearing the pins and all that stuff, we didn't start it. We're just here to support it, but we're 100% to support it. But I think I want to keep the verbiage correct because I want to make sure the county gets their credit, so.
Okay, so the reason I'm asking that is because I have a very long lead into somewhat of an ask and also making the public aware of something that came up. So, we leverage that, the Veterans Capital of the USA. We understand that our partnership with Fort Bliss has led to very high numbers of recruitment into the military here from El Paso, very strong bond with Fort Bliss. I don't have my notes on me, but I'm going to shoot from the hip. So with that being said, I'm going to announce it in a minute, but there's a Women Veterans exhibit coming up. And I've requested through the 1st Armored Division Band a singer for the national anthem. And per ALAR Act 009-2025, Cultural Awareness Observation, my request was denied. That is a nice way of saying because it's a woman veteran event. That was very disappointing, a big kick in the teeth. Last year, we had no issues. So I know that the city and the county and Fort Bliss themselves can't do anything directly about it, but I think it would be very important to raise that issue with the commanding general, perhaps, to let them know, because that's going to affect partnerships. It's pretty ironic that this is an exhibit to honor the service of women who are often forgotten, often overlooked. You can go around the city and see it everywhere, quite frankly. And my request for support from Fort Bliss for an exhibit that honors those women who have and are continuing to serve was denied. And if it's happened to me, it's going to happen to other minority veterans. So I think that would be something to bring up. What can we do? Perhaps we can send some feedback or something. But just making the public aware, and I appreciate your time, and that's it. Thank you very much.
So 100%, I brought this up to Mr. Albright yesterday. He feels the same way about it. I don't know if they will discuss that today, but I know for sure he is going to discuss it. I'm going to remind him and bring this up, but I'm glad that it's kind of, not glad, but the timing lines up correctly with them meeting with those people so that, hey, we just met, it's all good, we're smiling and hugging and saying all this stuff, but I got to talk to you about something. So that may be happening today, but it will be happening soon, and I'll make sure you're all looped in on that for sure. So
I appreciate it, and
Of
so
course.
you're aware also, I did inform the county judge. The county judge said he would talk to the commanding general. I don't know,
Excellent,
but
excellent.
just so you know.
That's the way to do it.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Melissa.
To add to what Melissa just said, they also have news media that are also being shut down from doing anything that's female-related for veterans. They won't do, interviews. They won't do news pieces. They won't do anything that's subjugated to female veterans. And I think that's a kick in the teeth.
If you can get me that information, if you
I
can send me
will.
a text or an email
I
of
will.
that, for sure.
Is this thing on? Oh, yeah, it's on. All right. So all of these changes, as you know, is coming from up top. I think the general's hands are tied, and I think we're going to see this across the board as we move further. So I don't know. Maybe we have to take this up a little higher.
So, and you may be right, but at our time, and then I think this is one of those good, tangible times to talk about why we go to those conferences. People are like, why are you wasting money going to DC and doing this? So when we went there to our last American Defense Communities, we were sort of given a little mini training of how to, it was focused on grants, but it was also focused on how to get approvals from the federal side in the event of these type of situations, because they knew all of this was going to come down the pipeline. And I think, and we'll talk about this offline, but it's about, it comes into verbiage. So if these things can be requested a certain way, the support is there, but right now it's the verbiage and the way we can, so there might be multiple ways to skin a cat here. So I don't want to say that things are, definitely shut down, because we just don't know. And we may have to talk to the person that knows the person that knows the person to move things around. We did get the 1st Armored Division to come out and support the honor flight, and that is, to me, that's, it's veterans, but it's a specific group of veterans. It's not, they're specific, there's a thing there, so there may be a way, but we'll find out.
Anybody got any more questions so far? No? Okay. Luther, we're going to go ahead and move to limited to veteran and military events pertinent to El Paso.
All right. Really quickly, I just wanted to, I got 2 here I just want to speak about. I passed out some flyers. There's a new, I know we have the original Veterans at Breakfast here, so I don't want to step on their toes, but we were all introduced to a new Vets at Breakfast deal on the west side, and I think it's just a good thing because sometimes, those veterans may get overlooked out there. As you can see, it's all the way in Donovan, so, that's quite a while, ways away from the Northeast. So we want to make sure that we're supporting veteran events no matter where they are. They have the same kind of situation going on. There's flyers there, but you can check that out. And then on our end, we are having our next Coffee with Veterans. That'll be Thursday, June 5th, 8:30 to 10:30 a.m. at the American Legion Post 36. And that's just, we're going to engage, share those resources, network, give some recognition, do things like that. And that's all the event updates that I have, other than the ones I haven't shared. Concordia we shared, so.
I have events to share. If I may share all the, by line, the women veteran events. And it's not, you don't have to be a woman to attend. Please, men, come. We want you there. We want your support. 11th June at 7 p.m., there's going to be a laying of the wreaths at Old Glory Memorial. June 12th at 9:30 a.m., Women Veterans Recognition Ceremony. This is at the El Paso VA. Are they here still? Okay. The same day, June 12th, 11 a.m., is Senator Blanco's annual Women Veterans Recognition at EPCC. It just says here the admin building. I'm not sure what the address is. My apologies.
That's the one behind the fountains. Yeah.
Like building A or something? 9050.
Viscount.
Okay. Thank you. 9050 Viscount. June 13th, 9:30 a.m. is recognition of women veterans at EPCC. So this one is hosted by the Student Veterans of America. And June 14th, 7 a.m. is Take a Walk in Her Boots Fun Run. Some of these events, minus the one at Old Glory, the VA, and EPCC, the other ones do have a fee. And then another announcement is I reached out to Ambrosio Guillen Veterans Home, and they are going to have a little Women Veterans Day celebration for the 5 women veterans they have there. So I can take 4 people besides myself. However, it's in between VA's and EPCC's event, or excuse me, VA's and Senator Blanco's. So if you want to go, just get with me. Please, again, men, we want you to be there as well. Probably the most important one. So, I have, the Women Veterans Program from the Texas Veterans Commission has a call for military memorabilia from all women who have served and who are currently serving that have some kind of connection to Paso del Norte. So it includes El Paso County, Doña Ana County, Hudspeth County, and if they live in the nearby counties, or I don't know what you call it, in Mexico, them too. So these items will be on temporary loan. We're looking for anything you may have, some photographs, letters, records. Maybe if you have oral history interviews already, recorded, like on a thumb drive, we can do that. And it's going to be at the El Paso Museum of History, the exhibit itself. But here are the 3 dates and times that we're going to collect the items. July 9th, 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. July 19th, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and July 23rd, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. And that's all at the Veterans One Stop at 10737 Gateway West, Suite 350. And with that, our opening ceremony is going to be at the El Paso Museum of History, August 16th at 11:30, open to the public. 11:30. And that's all I have. Thank you.
I have another one, and I think Melissa just sold herself short, but there will be another women's event at Project Amistad that she will be speaking at. So that event will be June 11th of this year, 3210 Dyer Street. It starts at 11:30 to 1 p.m. And like I said, Melissa will be the guest speaker.
Thank you. I forgot.
So it's two women events on the 11th, right? What's the times on those two?
Yes. June 11th is laying of the wreaths at Old Glory Memorial. That's at 7 p.m. And then the Amistad is on the 11th?
The 11th. At 11:30 to 1.
It's not the 12th? No, it's the 11th. Okay, thank you. Take a Walk in Her Boots is 14 June at 7 a.m. and that's at Old Glory Memorial. You're welcome.
Anybody have anything else at this time? Better on the year?
My alibi is for the collection of canned goods. I've been to a lot of food pantries and have individually worked with a lot of the homeless. Pop-off tops, the pull tops, are a lot easier. They don't have utensils to open cans, and the easy access because they're under bridges, wherever they have to do and get heat or some type of fire to heat up their food. If it's in a can that has a pop top, they have less activities with utensils. And if you can give plasticware as well, because they don't have a lot of items to eat their food with after they've warmed it or heated it. So keep that in mind as you're doing your donations, please, and thank you.
That's good. That's good right there. Is there anything else? Okay. Okay, do we have any items to be proposed on the next meeting? Any items at this time? Oh, excuse me. Good. I know, right? Scam likely. No items to be added to the next meeting? Okay, all right. So the last item is the next meeting, Thursday, will be canceled, right? Because of June 19th is a holiday.
Yeah, so, yeah, it'll be canceled. Juneteenth is a holiday, so there won't be a VAC that, in June. Yeah, so.
Okay. And
That's my wedding anniversary, man. You can't cancel that meeting.
No excuses now. Take the wife out.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Before we adjourn, can I just say something?
Yes,
And I know it's
absolutely.
not my responsibility to say this, but I will because he's my friend. Brian Kanoff is not here because he's at a funeral in, yeah, he's at a funeral.
Thank you.
Okay, just for the record.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I motion to adjourn.
Third.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? All right, adjourn.
All right, thank you, guys. The time is 11:17 a.m., and this concludes the Veteran Affairs Advisory Committee meeting for May 15th. Thank you, guys.